notified cases brutally tear into him, leaving deep scratch marks all over his body. His left eye is ripped out as he struggles to fight back, but the numbers are too overwhelming. In the final moments of BanBan 6, BanBan's screams echo through the facility as he is completely overpowered. The player has no choice but to escape as the screen fades to black. This is how BanBan 6 ends, one of the most tragic and emotional moments in the entire series. With BanBan gone, Sheriff Toadster missing, and the rest of the gang notified, the future looks darker than ever. The only hope left is for the player to find the surgeon. So now BanBan 7 game is start, and this time the player has one main goal: to find Syringin, the key to defeating Sir Dadadoo and his notified army. However, things don't go as planned. When the player finally tracks down Syringin, he is immediately hostile. He defeats Sir Dadadoo. The player makes a choice and takes down the naughty one. Keeping his word, Syringin stops fighting and reveals his plan. He believes that the only way to take down Sir Dadadoo is by using the power of Jumbo Josh. If they can find him, his sheer size and strength will be enough to defeat Sir Dadadoo and his minions. But there's a problem. Jumbo Josh is missing. Syringin sends the player out into the city to search for any information on his whereabouts. The search leads them to an old motel where a guest offers valuable information. However, they have one condition: the player must stop the horrible screaming coming from the top floor of the motel. Without much choice, the player heads upstairs and is met with a disturbing sight. A terrified citizen is pointing toward a room, screaming. And then the door swings open. Standing there is none other than hellish, notified Bitter Giggle. As he steps into the hallway, Bitter Giggle looks directly at the player and speaks. "I remember you. You always hated my jokes." With that, the chase begins. Bitter Giggle moves fast, forcing the player to escape by running across the rooftops of the city. The pursuit is relentless, and eventually, the player reaches a roof that is too far to jump across. It looks like there's no escape, but at the last second, Sheriff Toadster appears on the other side, holding out his arms. With no other option, the player takes the leap of faith. Toadster barely manages to catch them, pulling them to safety, but Bitter Giggle is still right behind them. In a last-ditch effort, Toadster throws one of his famous Toad Stars, hitting Bitter Giggle directly. The impact sends Bitter Giggle tumbling off the roof. When he lands, something unexpected happens. He is de-notified. The evil corruption fades away, and he returns to his original self. Toadster rushes down to him and cradles him in his arms. Bitter Giggle, now weak and barely able to move, looks up at Toadster and tells one final joke. As he finishes, he takes his last breath. With no time to grieve, the player leaves Toadster and Bitter Giggle behind and continues the search for Jumbo Josh. Unfortunately, he is nowhere to be found. Instead, the player discovers a rare Gavanium substance. Syringin immediately recognizes its potential and comes up with a new plan. By combining a sample of Jumbo Josh's DNA with the surgeon's missing piece of the scepter, Syringin creates a powerful lure designed to draw out Jumbo Josh. But before they can use it, Sir Dadadoo arrives with his notified army. Just as planned, he has taken the bait. As the notified cases surround the square, the surgeon smiles and delivers a single warning: "You and your army are about to get knackered." The ground begins to shake. Down the road, a massive figure appears. Jumbo Josh has arrived. He beats his chest like a gorilla before charging into battle. The first target is Kittysaurus. Jumbo Josh punches her in the face with such force that she slams into a nearby courtyard wall. Bambolina tries to jump on him next, but Jumbo Josh easily grabs her and throws her across the city like a rag doll. Nabnalina takes a different approach, climbing all over his body in rapid circles to disorient him. Meanwhile, Tamataki and Chamataki rush forward and tackle him against the courtyard wall. The impact knocks Nabnalina off of him, sending her tumbling to the ground. Jumbo Josh quickly regains control. He lifts Tamataki and Chamataki above his head and hurls them into the distance. As they disappear, Opola Bird and Tarta Bird charge at him together, screaming, but Jumbo Josh barely reacts. He swipes them both away with a single punch, knocking them out instantly. Kittysaurus recovers and makes another attempt, charging at Jumbo Josh with full force, but he counters with a brutal move. He slams his fist straight into her mouth, then follows up with a devastating blow to the side of her head. With her momentarily stunned, he grabs hold of her upper and lower jaw and pulls them apart with all his strength. The impact breaks her jaw and knocks her unconscious. With his entire notified army defeated, Sir Dadadoo realizes he is completely outmatched. In a desperate attempt to survive, he tries to negotiate. "Maybe we can talk about this." But Jumbo Josh isn't interested. Without a second thought, he grabs Sir Dadadoo and slams him to the ground. He then repeatedly punches him over and over, leaving his fate uncertain, either unconscious or dead. With the battle over, Jumbo Josh turns his attention to the scepter. Instead of using it, he picks it up and, to everyone's horror, swallows it whole. Syringin immediately panics and screams, "No, don't eat it!" But it's too late. A massive purple explosion erupts from Jumbo Josh's mouth, engulfing everything in blinding light. The player loses consciousness. When they finally wake up, they are in a strange, unfamiliar sick room. The room contains Syringin, who seems weakened, and a sick Stinger Flynn. Something about the atmosphere is unsettling. On the wall, there is a picture featuring several familiar characters from the game, but Stinger Flynn notices something unusual. There appears to be a hidden figure behind BanBan in the image. Curious, the player reaches out and begins tearing the picture. Syringin immediately realizes what they are doing and tries to stop them, but the player refuses. As they peel away the layers, they reveal something shocking. Behind BanBan is a blue creature that looks similar to him. However, this version has no birthday hat and has yellow markings above and below its eyes. The moment the hidden creature is revealed, Syringin reacts with pure hostility. Without hesitation, he launches a sudden attack on the player, and just like that, the screen fades to black, ending BanBan 7 on a massive cliffhanger. So now BanBan 0 game is start. So yes, after BanBan 7 game, Euphoric Brothers released BanBan 0, because in BanBan 0 game, we are going to explore the origins of BanBan's kindergarten. The story begins when the player, this time a completely different character from previous games, wakes up in a small, unfamiliar room. This player is known as Case 4. Before they can even understand where they are, a voice comes from behind the door. The voice is strict and commanding, demanding that the player stay in the back of the room with their hands visible. Then, the door opens, and BanBan himself, or Case 6, steps inside. But instead of being hostile or aggressive, BanBan simply teases the player. He reveals that the player is new here, suggesting that they've just arrived in this mysterious place. After a short conversation, BanBan takes the player to another area, a room that looks like a playground. Here, they meet BanBalina, or Case 7. She looks at the player and says something strange. "Even if one of you weren't enough." This suggests that the player looks similar to BanBan, which could mean something much deeper about their connection. In order to make BanBalina a friend, the player needs to impress her. BanBan gives them a task to interact with the others in the room and build relationships. As the player explores, they meet several strange beings, including Gavanium Blob, mysterious creatures made of the same material seen in previous games. The player slowly befriends them and even manages to win BanBalina's approval by showing her a test. They scored an A+. They also give her a pink bow tie, the same one she wears in later chapters. This moment officially establishes their friendship. After forming these bonds, BanBan, BanBalina, the Gavanium Blobs, and the player start playing a game of hide-and-seek. The player is chosen as the seeker, and just as the game begins, a new presence enters the room. It's Syringin. Without warning, Syringin grabs one of the Gavanium Blobs. BanBan immediately steps in, demanding that Syringin leave, but instead of arguing, Syringin starts talking about BanBan's involvement in certain research projects. He claims that BanBan has abilities he refuses to acknowledge. Then, Syringin says something chilling. "You can control it. You know you can." He is referring to BanBan's ability to transform into a demon. After delivering this cryptic message, Syringin leaves, taking the captured Gavanium Blob with him. The encounter shakes BanBan, and he decides to leave with the player to comfort BanBalina, who is terrified by what just happened. After a long, tense day, everyone goes to sleep. But in the middle of the night, BanBan wakes the player up. He tells them he has a surprise for them and asks them to follow him. As they move through the halls, they meet Truffletooth, or Case 43, a small creature that can be used as a flashlight. Eventually, they reach a large door, but it won't open. BanBan calls for his best friend, Nabnab, or Case 8, to help. Nabnab arrives, pries the door open, and then joins the group. Behind this door is yet another, much larger door, but in order to open it, 5 people must stand on separate tiles at the same time. Since there aren't enough of them, and Truffletooth is too light to activate a tile, BanBan sends the player to find more people. The player searches the facility and eventually finds Bittergiggle, or Case 17, trapped in a room filled with stun gas. After stopping the gas flow and saving Bittergiggle, he agrees to help. However, one more person is needed. Before the player can continue searching, Kittysaurus, or Case 26, appears and offers her assistance. With enough people gathered, they all return to the door and stand on the tiles. Before they enter, BanBan gives the player a special position, right in the center, directly in front of the door. He tells them that this surprise is specifically for them. The door slowly opens, revealing a massive, demonic creature. This is Ramamba, a horrifying, ram-headed, worm-like beast. Without hesitation, it lunges at the player, intending to eat them. But at the last second, Nab throws himself forward, pushing the player out of the way and sacrificing himself in the process. Ramamba devours Nab and disappears deeper into the facility. Kittysaurus, unwilling to let Nab die, rushes after Ramamba. Bitter Giggle follows, and the player has no choice but to chase after them. Their pursuit leads them back to the playground area, but it's too late. Ramamba devours both Kittysaurus and Bitter Giggle right in front of the player. Before the player can react, BanBan and Truffletoot arrive. BanBan reaches for the player, urging them to come closer. But as they move toward him, the ground beneath them collapses. The trio falls deep underground, landing in a dungeon-like area. BanBan quickly regains his composure and tells the player to take Truffletoot and explore the caves. He will go in a different direction, and they will meet back at the same place later. As the player moves through the dark caves, something follows them. Ramamba is still hunting. The player runs, trying to escape, but they reach a dead end. Just when it seems like there's no way out, BanBan reappears, but not in his normal form. He has transformed into his demonic state. Without hesitation, he engages Ramamba in a brutal fight. The battle is intense, and as it rages on, they eventually end up back in the playground room. In a shocking turn of events, BanBan supposedly kills Ramamba, and all the characters that were eaten, Nab, Kittysaurus, and Bitter Giggle, are released. However, they are unconscious, lying lifelessly on the ground. With the battle over, BanBan turns to the player and suggests something unexpected, a game of hide and seek. He points at Bitter Giggle, who is still unconscious, and says he will be the seeker. The player, trusting BanBan, agrees and follows him to a special hiding spot. But the moment they step inside, BanBan locks them in. This is when the shocking truth is revealed. The player of BanBan Zero is actually Flumbo, the same character seen trapped in the closet in the BanBan 8 trailer. BanBan, now in almost the same condition as in that trailer, stares at the locked door, leaving the player trapped in darkness as the game ends. Now let's dive into the entire history of the drone remote, how it started, how it evolved, and why it's way more important than you think. From the very first moment we explore the abandoned kindergarten, the drone and its remote become our main tool. They're simple at first, but across each game, the mechanics start to change. And by the time we reach BanBan 7, the drone remote becomes something completely different. But before we talk about the new versions of the remote, we need to understand how it works in the first place. The drone remote uses radio signals to send commands to the drone. When you press the left mouse button, it tells the drone to fly to a specific location. But there's a catch. If the signal is blocked, like by yellow glass, the drone ignores the command. That means you'll need to find a better angle or open a door before the signal can reach the drone. On the other hand, if your drone is stuck in another room, the right mouse button teleports it to the nearest preset location. That makes it much easier to bring the drone with you as you move between rooms. Now that we understand how the remote works, let's look at how it's used in every game, starting with the original BanBan 1. In Garten of BanBan 1, we first discover the drone remote inside the electrical room, but it's not ready to use it to power it up. We need to collect two batteries, both hidden in the cafeteria area. As you move between the drone remote, we understand how to command the drone using left click to fly towards every game, starting with the original antenna is broken, and we can't use it at the start of the game. It's completely useless until we find a replacement antenna in the break room. Once repaired, it works just like before. Left click to command, right click to recall. But now we realize the drone isn't invincible. Both the drone and the remote can be damaged, which hints at how important these tools really are. By the time we get to BanBan 3, the remote needs fresh batteries again. We can find them in the ground sector, specifically near the information kiosk and next to the drone BanBan customization panel. Once the batteries are in place, the remote works like before. However, during the Nabnalina surgery minigame, you're required to temporarily set the remote down so you can use tools like the syringe and tongs. This is one of the first times we're actually forced to separate from the drone remote, a small but interesting change that shows how it's becoming part of the story, not just a gameplay mechanic. Now, let's move to BanBan 4, where something strange happens. At one point, we find what looks like a yellow drone remote, and it seems like a major upgrade, but it turns out to be a trap. This fake remote was planted by Sheriff Toadster, likely as part of his interrogation or testing process. Once we're caught in the trap, the remote is taken away, and we don't get it back until after Sheriff Toadster completes his interrogation. BanBan 5 was skipped by the Euphoric Brothers, and in BanBan 6, the drone remote doesn't receive any major upgrades. It still functions the same way, and we mostly use it to hit buttons and solve puzzles. But then BanBan 7 completely changes the game. In Garten of BanBan 7, we meet Syringeon, and he gives us the biggest upgrade the drone has ever received, Drone Remote 2.0. With Remote 2.0, everything changes. This new version of the remote doesn't just command the drone from a distance. Now we can actually control the drone directly using special control panels scattered throughout the area known as Syringeon. When using one of these panels, the player views the world from the drone's perspective, almost like entering a mini first-person flight mode. You use space to move up, shift to move down, and you have full vertical control. It feels more like flying a real drone rather than just clicking on a button. But that's not all. If you bump into objects or fly somewhere the game doesn't want you to go, the drone will automatically teleport to a nearby preset location to prevent soft locking. This new functionality is smart, helpful, and much more advanced than the original remote from BanBan 1. What's even cooler is that Remote 2.0 still includes all the original functions. You can still use left click and right click like before. It's a complete upgrade, not a replacement. Now, it's time to talk about which characters could actually die in the next chapter. As we all know, in almost every BanBan game, we see at least one or two characters die. In BanBan 4, Queen Bouncelia died. In BanBan 7, Bitter Giggle sacrificed himself and also died. There's a clear pattern here. Every new game brings a big loss. And now, with BanBan 8 getting closer, the big question is, which characters could die this time? Trust me, guys, the list will shock you. Let's get started. First, let's talk about BanBan himself. I know. I have made a lot of theories about BanBan's role in BanBan 8, but there's one theory I forgot to mention, the BanBan death theory. Some fans believe that BanBan could actually die in BanBan 8. How could this happen? Well, it's pretty simple. In BanBan 8, we know there will be a big fight between BanBan and Flumbo, and many fans believe BanBan is going to lose that fight. Flumbo might kill BanBan as revenge for locking him away for so long. Of course, this is just a theory. Maybe BanBan won't die. Maybe he'll play a different role we don't expect. But the idea that BanBan could fall in BanBan 8 is now very real. Now, the next possible death is even more shocking. Jumbo Josh. As I've explained in many of my past videos, Jumbo Josh's future doesn't look good. After eating Queen Bouncelia's scepter, everything changed for him. Some fans believe that the scepter is now slowly destroying him from the inside. Others believe it's mutating him, preparing him to transform into a hellish form, just like BanBan and Nabnab. If Jumbo Josh loses control, he might not survive BanBan 8. Either he transforms and loses himself completely, or someone will have to stop him. Now, let's talk about new characters. In BanBan 6, we saw new characters like the Experiment Jesters. In BanBan 7, we saw the Gavanium Citizens, but many of these new characters were completely useless. They were just background characters. And remember how Syringeon casually killed the Gavanium Citizens just for fun? It's very likely that in BanBan 8, we'll see similar deaths. New characters might appear and get killed quickly by stronger ones like Syringeon or even Flumbo. These deaths might not be important for the main story, but they will make BanBan 8 feel even more dangerous. Now, the next possible death is a character nobody expects, Sheriff Toadster. In BanBan 8 teaser trailer 3, we see Sheriff Toadster looking broken and very sad. He's not the strong sheriff we once knew. Some fans believe that after losing his best friend, Bitter Giggle, Sheriff Toadster's heart is completely shattered, and in BanBan 8, he might give up completely and disappear forever. Maybe he sacrifices himself. Maybe he just fades away. We don't know for sure, but it's clear that Sheriff Toadster's story story could have a tragic ending. And finally, the most shocking part, the last character who could die in BanBan 8 is someone we don't expect. Think about it. Before BanBan 4 released, nobody expected Queen Bouncelia to die. Before BanBan 7, nobody thought Bitter Giggle would be the one to sacrifice himself. BanBan 8 could easily kill off a major character we don't expect at all. It could be Jumbo Josh, it could be Syringin, it could even be Flumbo. Right now, nothing is guaranteed, and that's what makes BanBan 8 so exciting and so scary. Now let's talk about a mysterious character that a lot of people seem to forget about. Bruschista is one of the most mysterious characters introduced in Garten of BanBan 7. But what's even stranger is that she has never physically appeared in the series yet. We first saw her in BanBan 7, but only through references, hints, and background details. We have no idea how she actually behaves, and that makes her one of the biggest unknowns heading into BanBan 8. However, one thing is confirmed from the first trailer of BanBan 8. Bruschista is part of the mutant family, and as we all know, not everyone in the mutant family is our ally. Characters like Syringin and Sir Dadadu are extremely aggressive, and they definitely aren't on our side. So if we follow that pattern, there's a very low chance that Bruschista will be friendly. Another important detail is that Bruschista is not just another mindless or passive character. She won't be like the unnamed citizens or the Gavanium blobs who just exist in the background without any intelligence. No, Bruschista is going to be a smart and highly capable character. If we look at the mutant family, most of them are extremely intelligent. Syringin is a doctor-like figure who understands experiments, and Bitter Giggle is also shown to have a high level of awareness and knowledge. Bruschista fits into this category. In fact, we already know she has created multiple movies, which means she has a creative mind and the ability to think deeply. A dumb or brainless character wouldn't be able to make film, which further proves that Bruschista will be a highly intelligent character with a major role in BanBan 8. Since she's part of the mutant family and is likely to be smart, what does that mean for us? Well, it strongly suggests that Bruschista will not be an ally. If we look at past patterns, most of the smartest characters in Garten of BanBan are either neutral or outright hostile. Syringin, for example, is brilliant but also dangerous. BanBan himself is intelligent but has moments where he can't be trusted. This means that Bruschista will likely be a major force in BanBan 8, but not as a friendly character. She may be one of the main antagonists, or at the very least, someone we need to be extremely cautious around. Now, could there be a small chance that she helps us? It's possible, but unlikely. Some characters in the series start out as threats, but later reveal more complex personalities. BanBan, for example, seemed purely evil at first, but later showed some depth. If Bruschista follows a similar path, she might start as an enemy, but eventually show a different side. However, given what we know right now, everything points to her being a dangerous and intelligent opponent rather than an ally. So, what do you think? Will Bruschista turn out to be our enemy, or will she surprise us in BanBan 8? Let me know in the comments. Now, we are going to solve the mystery of Zolphius. Zolphius is one of the biggest characters in the entire BanBan series. He's even bigger than Jumbo Josh and Stinger Flynn. But there's always been one major problem with Zolphius. In all the games, he barely says anything. He only speaks one line in BanBan 3, and even then, it's just, "I'm sorry" in Spanish. But wait, why does he say "I'm sorry"? And why in Spanish? And why does Zolphius appear in Stinger Flynn's dream? Trust me, guys, Zolphius's mystery is much deeper than what we see on the surface. Let's start with the line, "I'm sorry." Why would Zolphius say that? Well, we all know that the characters in BanBan's kindergarten were created for a special event called Bring a Friend Day, but something went terribly wrong during that event. All the monsters ended up attacking the children and workers. Some fan theories suggest that Zolphius was already awake during the Bring a Friend Day event. He saw all the horrible things that happened, things we haven't even seen in the game yet. That's why, when he sees the player, he says, "I'm sorry," because he knows we're looking for a missing child, and he feels guilty for what happened in the past. Now let's talk about something else. Why does Zolphius only stand still and do nothing? There's a theory that makes a lot of sense. After seeing the terrifying events of Bring a Friend Day, Zolphius may have fallen into a deep depression. The event was so traumatizing that it broke him emotionally. That's why we always see him just standing in silence. If you pay close attention, his design actually looks like a sad and depressed character. This might be on purpose. The developers may have designed him this way to show how emotionally broken he is, but just because Zolfius is quiet doesn't mean he's not important. In fact, he might play a very big role in future BanBan games. Let's take a closer look at the characters who appear in Stinger Flynn's dream. These characters are not random. Every single one is important to the story. First, we see BanBan himself, who is clearly the main character of the series. Most of the plot is centered around him. Then we see Nabnab. Even though some people joke about him, he appears in almost every BanBan game and plays a huge role. He's also BanBan's best friend. Next, we see Stinger Flynn in the dream. That makes sense too, because it's his dream, and the developers have already confirmed that Flynn will be very important in the future. But the next two characters are more mysterious. One of them is Captain Fiddles. He's strange because we almost never see him physically in the game. The developers even said he will be very important later in the series. And then, the last character in the dream is Zolfius. Now think about that. Why would Zolfius be part of this group? Every other character in Stinger Flynn's dream is someone who plays a key role in the story. So this means Zolfius must be important too. He wouldn't appear in such a major dream scene if he didn't matter. The developers are clearly giving us a hint. And here's something even more interesting. In the teaser trailer for BanBan 8, we actually see Zolfius again. That's right. Even though he hasn't done much in past games, he's still being shown in the latest teaser. This proves that Euphoric Brothers are not done with his character. In fact, they might be preparing to give him a big role in BanBan 8. Why would they include him in the trailer if he didn't matter? There's another theory that says Zolfius might be a failed experiment. Maybe he wasn't supposed to turn out this way. Maybe that's why he doesn't speak much and only stands still. But even if he is a failed experiment, that doesn't mean he's useless. Sometimes the most broken characters have the most powerful stories, and we've already seen that Garten of BanBan has a lot of emotional and dark storyline. Now, let's answer one of the biggest questions in the series. Why can some characters speak fluently while others stay completely silent? Characters like BanBan, Banbalina, Bittergiggle, and even Sir Dadadoo can speak fluently, but then there are characters like Nabnab, Jumbo Josh, Kittysaurus, and Opala Bird who never say a single word. So the big question is, why? Why can some characters speak while others stay completely silent? Let's start with something simple. Every character in the Garten of BanBan universe was created using a substance called Givanium. So logically, they should all have similar capabilities, right? But clearly, that's not the case. Some characters speak perfectly fine, while others can't say a word. The key difference might actually be in their mouth design. Characters like BanBan and Banbalina have mouths shaped like humans. They have full lips and tongues, just like us. But when you look at characters like Nabnab or Kittysaurus, their mouths are very different. Nabnab has a wide circular mouth with sharp teeth, more like a creature than a person. Kittysaurus, being a cat-like figure, has an animal-shaped mouth. So one theory suggests that characters with human-like mouths were designed to speak, while characters with creature-like mouths weren't. Let's take a closer look at Nabnab. In BanBan 0, we see baby versions of several characters. Baby Nabnab never says a word, but Baby BanBan and Baby Bittergiggle do. This tells us that from the beginning, some characters were built with the ability to speak, and others just weren't. Even when they grow up, the ones who couldn't speak as children still remain silent. Now let's talk about Givanium citizens. These characters have human-like faces and mouths, but they still don't speak. Why? One theory is that they're simply not smart enough. In BanBan 7, we do see a Givanium citizen screaming, so they do have vocal cords. But maybe no one ever taught them how to speak. They scream, they panic, but they don't talk. Then there are characters like Jumbo Josh, Nabnab, and Opila Bird. These characters seem to understand human commands, but still never speak. Jumbo Josh helps the player, and Nabnab is a best friend of BanBan, and sometime he follows the commands of BanBan. That means they understand what's going on. So why don't they speak? It could be that they were never programmed with speech. Maybe the scientists didn't think they needed it. Or maybe like animals, they communicate in their own way, through action, not words. Now here's where it gets interesting. Characters like Sir Dadadoo have similar designs to Nabnab and Nabnalina, but Sir Dadadoo can speak perfectly. So how is that possible? One theory is that Sir Dadadoo was given special treatment. He's royalty, he's the husband of Queen Bouncelia. Maybe the scientists gave him extra intelligence and speech because of how important he was meant to be in the story. Let's not forget characters like Tartabird, Tamataki, and Chamataki, the Naughty Ones, and the Nanny. None of these characters speak. Harta-bird's mouth is clearly bird-like, and Chamataki have 2 heads, but still no voice. The naughty ones are mutated and unbalanced. All of this suggests that their silence is part of their design. They weren't built to talk, they were built to do specific tasks. Another interesting theory is based on the idea of language barriers. Maybe some characters do speak, but they're not speaking English. Opala bird, for example, can scream loudly. What if that's her version of language? What if, in her mind, she's talking clearly, but we just don't understand her? That could explain why characters like Gavanium babies and Opala bird only make sounds. It's not that they can't talk, it's that they talk in a different way. And finally, we have to talk about the scientists and surgeons. They created all these characters. Some were made to entertain children, others were made to protect or assist, and some, like Bittergiggle or BanBan, were made to lead. So it's possible the developers only gave voices to characters they saw as important. Speech might have been a privilege, not a default feature. Now, we're going to talk about every death in the Garten of BanBan series. Let's start with one of the most powerful characters we've seen in BanBan 7, Sir Dadadoo. He was a major antagonist who lived in the kingdom before being trapped inside Queen Bouncelia's pouch. He used Queen Bouncelia's stolen scepter to create an army of leeches known as the Naughty Ones and began corrupting the minds of others, naughtifying them. The kingdom eventually took back the scepter and sealed him inside Queen Bouncelia's pouch. But his true downfall came in BanBan 7 when he was beaten to death by Jumbo Josh. While there's no official confirmation that he died after taking a brutal beating from Jumbo Josh, it's hard to imagine he survived. Queen Bouncelia herself is another character whose death is highly debated. She was first seen in Garten of BanBan 3, but she never physically appeared until BanBan 4. Queen Bouncelia was a kind and caring figure who always put others before herself. However, her fate took a tragic turn. In the teaser for BanBan 6, we see her lying on the ground, completely motionless. Then, at the beginning of BanBan 6, Sheriff Toadster outright says that she's likely dead. Despite this, some players believe she's still alive somewhere in the kindergarten, but given the state we last saw her it's not looking good. Bittergiggle's fate is one of the saddest in the entire series. He was one of the most important characters, playing a huge role in BanBan 4, and even had a terrifying hellish naughtified form. But in BanBan 7, his story came to an emotional end. After chasing the player in his monstrous form, he broke through a door and attacked Sheriff Toadster. But in the chaos, Sheriff Toadster accidentally killed him. In a heartbreaking moment, Toadster tells him one last joke. At first, Bittergiggle doesn't get it, but then he understands and laughs before perishing. His death was so tragic that it made many players emotional. However, some believe he might return, but the Euphoric brothers have not mentioned anything about his future in recent Chronicles episodes. Meanwhile, they have given hints about other characters' futures, which might mean that Bittergiggle is truly gone for good. Ramamba was another terrifying creature whose fate still confuses players. A massive, snake-like creature with the head of a ram, Ramamba first appeared in BanBan 0. After being released from its containment, it went on a rampage, swallowing multiple characters, including Kittysaurus and Bittergiggle. It later chased Flumbo through the tunnels, only to be stopped by a hellish BanBan. Eventually, it returned to the connective pit, where it fought with BanBan and supposedly died. However, some players believe that Ramamba is still alive, and that it could return in BanBan 5 or another future game. Given how unpredictable this series is, it's definitely possible. Jumbo Josh's status is one of the most controversial. While he's seen moving in the BanBan 8 teaser trailer, his fate might not be as certain as it seems. At the end of BanBan 7, he consumed Queen Bouncelia's scepter, which might have had serious consequences. In the BanBan 8 trailer, we see that his color has completely changed, and he looks badly injured. This has led some players to believe that he might not survive for long. While he's definitely still alive for now, his future is uncertain, and he could meet his end in BanBan 8. The Naughty Ones are another group of characters whose fate is unclear. They were the children of Queen Bouncelia and Sir Dadadoo, and served as major antagonists in BanBan 6. These creatures lurked in the ceiling, attacking the player whenever they stepped out of the light. At the end of BanBan 6, they chased the player, Bittergiggle, and BanBan through a maze. However, according to some theories, they are now dead. If that's true, then it marks the end of one of the most terrifying enemy types in the series. The workers of BanBan's kindergarten also met a tragic fate. These people were employed in all sectors of the facility, including research, maintenance, and offices. But everything changed when the Bring a Friend Day event took place. All the monsters were gathered in the outer sector, along with a large number of workers. Then, the ball pit collapsed, triggering the monster monster's primal instincts. From there, the kindergarten turned into a nightmare as the monsters slaughtered nearly all of the workers. By the time the game begins, almost none of them remain. Now, we're going to solve the mystery of the nanny character. The nanny is one of the most mysterious characters in Garten of BanBan. We first see her in BanBan 6, where she attacks the player out of nowhere. Since then, she hasn't been seen in any later games, not even in trailers, wall art, or case files. It's almost as if she was never real in the first place. But we know that's not true. So where did she go? Why did she only appear for a few seconds in the entire series? And could she secretly be more important than we think? In BanBan 6, after completing the conveyor pipe parkour, we suddenly see the nanny sneaking toward the player. The player freezes in place, completely unable to move as she slowly approaches. Then, out of nowhere, she jump scares us. But after that moment, she completely vanishes. Unlike most other characters, she has no posters, no case files, and no further appearances in the series. Some players believe that this means the nanny was never real, that she was just a hallucination. And honestly, that theory does make some sense. When this scene happens, the player is 5 floors below the ground, in an area with no ventilation, no sunlight, and the conditions are horrible. And it's possible that the player was simply hallucinating. If that's the case, then the nanny never actually existed. That would explain why we never see her again, and why she has no wall art or case file anywhere in the kindergarten. But here's the problem. Right after the nanny jump scares the player, we see a book on a table. If we try to interact with it, we get a weird message. You feel strange. This means that something is stopping us from opening the book. But why? If the nanny was just a hallucination, why would the game leave behind something so suspicious? This suggests that the nanny wasn't just some illusion. She was real. Now, you might be thinking, but she doesn't have a case file or a wall art, so she must not exist. Well, that's not exactly true. There are multiple characters in Garten of BanBan who also don't have any case files or wall art, and yet they clearly exist. Take Zolphius, for example. He is a massive creature that appears in multiple games, but we have never seen any official wall art quote of him inside the kindergarten. And then there's Ramamban, another character with no official artwork. So just because a character doesn't have these things doesn't mean they don't exist. But here's where things get even more interesting. Some theories suggest that the nanny could actually be part of the mutant family. We already know that the kindergarten is full of experiments gone wrong, and some creatures don't seem to fit into any of the usual categories. Could the nanny be one of these special cases? Maybe she's a failed experiment, or maybe she was never meant to be seen in the first place. If she truly is part of the mutant family, that could explain why she has been kept a secret and why the developers made sure that she was barely in the game. But still, we have no official confirmation about any of this. The Euphoric brothers have never talked about the nanny, never hinted at her return, and never explained why she was there in the first place. It's almost like she was deliberately left as a mystery, something for players to figure out on their own. But what if that's because she plays an important role in the future? Maybe BanBan 8 or another upcoming chapter will finally explain who she really is. So, was the nanny just a hallucination? Or is she part of a bigger secret that we just don't understand yet? One thing is for sure, the Euphoric brothers didn't add her for no reason. Something big is being hidden, and we'll just have to wait to find out the truth. Now, we're going to solve the mystery of Captain Fiddle's character. Let's start from the beginning. When Bring a Friend Day took place, only 2 cases were fully ready. Case 13, which is Stinger Flynn, and Case 12G, which is Captain Fiddle. This means that Captain Fiddles was one of the few characters who was physically present when everything went horribly wrong. And yet, despite being completed and active, we never see him in any of the BanBan games physically. His presence has always been in the background, whether in wall art, files, or VHS tapes. The first time we saw Captain Fiddles in the series was in BanBan 1, but it was only as a depiction. Then, in BanBan 2, his entire crew was introduced. These include Aqua Fiddles, Magenta Fiddles, Orange Fiddles, Brown Fiddles, Yellow Fiddles, Forest Fiddles, and Crimson Fiddles. But this brings up a major question. If all of his crew members have been seen in the game, why is Captain Fiddles himself missing? One of the biggest hints about Captain Fiddles comes from a VHS tape in BanBan 3, where we can see him sitting next to a child. Now, why is this important? As we all know, during Bring a Friend Day, Stinger Flynn helped hide the children in a safe place, away from the horrors happening in the facility. Since Captain Fiddles was one of the only 2 fully completed cases at the time, it's possible that he helped Stinger Flynn rescue the children. If he was dangerous, why would a child be sitting next to him so calmly? Another interesting detail comes from his case file. Nowhere in his documents is there any mention of Captain Fiddles having a hellish form. Unlike some of the the other characters. This suggests that he might not be aggressive and that the children could actually feel safe around him. This makes it even more likely that he was involved in protecting them. But if Captain Fiddles is helping the kids, where is he now? One theory is that he might be guarding all the missing children and workers in a secret location. We know the Euphoric brothers like to leave big reveals for later games, so it's possible that Captain Fiddles will appear in BanBan 8 or even later, revealing a major mystery about the missing kids. However, there's one small issue. According to his case file, Captain Fiddles is not very smart. This means it's unlikely that Stinger Flynn would trust him alone with such an important task. But that doesn't mean he's not involved. Maybe he's hiding with the kids, acting as a protector, but being kept out of the main action. There's also another possibility. What if Captain Fiddles has been captured or experimented on? We've seen what happened to other characters like Nab and Jumbo Josh, so maybe Captain Fiddles has been taken by someone, and that's why he hasn't shown up yet. One thing is certain, the Euphoric brothers have purposely kept Captain Fiddles hidden. They wouldn't introduce his entire crew and give him such an important backstory only to do nothing with him. Now, we're going to talk about every theory surrounding Garten of BanBan 8. So first, let's talk about a mysterious character. Bruschista is one of the most mysterious characters introduced in Garten of BanBan 7. But what's even stranger is that she has never physically appeared in the series yet. We first saw her in BanBan 7, but only through references, hints, and background details. We have no idea how she actually behaves, and that makes her one of the biggest unknowns heading into BanBan 8. However, one thing is confirmed from the first trailer of BanBan 8. Bruschista is part of the mutant family, and as we all know, not everyone in the mutant family is our ally. Characters like Syringan and Sir Dadadu are extremely aggressive, and they definitely aren't on our side. So if we follow that pattern, there's a very low chance that Bruschista will be friendly. Another important detail is that Bruschista is not just another mindless or passive character. She won't be like the unnamed citizens or the Gavanium blobs who just exist in the background without any intelligence. No, Bruschista is going to be a smart and highly capable character. If we look at the mutant family, most of them are extremely intelligent. Syringan is a doctor-like figure who understands experiments, and Bitter Giggle is also shown to have a high level of awareness and knowledge. Bruschista fits into this category. In fact, we already know she has created multiple movies, which means she has a creative mind and the ability to think deeply. A dumb or brainless character wouldn't be able to make film, which further proves that Bruschista will be a highly intelligent character with a major role in BanBan 8. Since she's part of the mutant family and is likely to be smart, what does that mean for us? Well, it strongly suggests that Bruschista will not be an ally. If we look at past patterns, most of the smartest characters in Garten of BanBan are either neutral or outright hostile. Syringan, for example, is brilliant but also dangerous. BanBan himself is intelligent but has moments where he can't be trusted. This means that Bruschista will likely be a major force in BanBan 8, but not as a friendly character. She may be one of the main antagonists, or at the very least, someone we need to be extremely cautious around. Now, could there be a small chance that she helps us? It's possible, but unlikely. Some characters in the series start out as threats, but later reveal more complex personalities. BanBan, for example, seemed purely evil at first, but later showed some depth. If Bruschista follows a similar path, she might start as an enemy, but eventually show a different side. However, given what we know right now, everything points to her being a dangerous and intelligent opponent rather than an ally. So, what do you think? Will Bruschista turn out to be our enemy, or will she surprise us in BanBan 8? Let me know in the comments. Now, let's talk about Jumbo Josh. So as we all know, we first see Jumbo Josh at the very end of BanBan 1, when he suddenly appears and causes the entire lift to collapse. And since then, Jumbo Josh has played a major role in almost every Garten of BanBan game. But the biggest question now is, what will happen to Jumbo Josh in BanBan 8? Because as we all know, at the end of BanBan 7, after the massive battle against the Nautified army, Jumbo Josh did something shocking. He ate the Queen's scepter, and because of this, a massive explosion occurred, knocking everyone unconscious. Now in the new BanBan 8 trailer, we see Jumbo Josh lying on the ground, ground, and something strange has happened. His color has changed to pink. But why? What caused this transformation? There are two possible explanations, and both of them completely change the way we look at Jumbo Josh's future. So the first theory suggests that Jumbo Josh has absorbed the insane power of the Queen's scepter and is now transforming into something even stronger. We already know that the Queen's scepter is one of the most powerful objects in the entire BanBan kindergarten. In one of the case update reports, it was mentioned that Queen Bouncelia once requested her magical scepter back, but management refused, saying there was no evidence of magical powers. However, here's where things get crazy. Nobody in the kindergarten even remembered creating a scepter in the first place. It was as if it had appeared out of nowhere. Queen Bouncelia refused to discuss where it came from, and this mystery only made it more suspicious. But if there was no record of how it was made, how did it even exist? Well, one person who definitely understood its power was Sir Dedadu. He wanted the scepter so badly that he was willing to fight against the entire BanBan kindergarten to get it. This means the scepter isn't just a decorative item. It holds real, uncontrollable power. Now, let's go back to the moment when Jumbo Josh ate the scepter. Remember how Syringan immediately screamed, "No, don't eat it!" This reaction tells us something important. Syringan knew exactly how dangerous the scepter was, but Josh ate it anyway. And because of this, he might now be undergoing a terrifying transformation. If the scepter truly has magical energy, then it's possible that Jumbo Josh is now evolving into a hellish form, bigger, stronger, and more terrifying than ever before. Think about how powerful Jumbo Josh already was. He single-handedly destroyed Sir Dedadu, fought against the hellish versions of BanBan and Stinger Flynn, and took on an entire army of notified creatures. He was already one of the strongest beings in the entire kindergarten. But now, if he has absorbed the energy of the Queen's scepter, he could be completely unstoppable. We might see a version of Jumbo Josh that's not just stronger, but twisted by the scepter's magic. His body changed, his mind corrupted, and his power beyond anything we've ever seen before. And if this happens, then BanBan 8 might just introduce us to the most horrifying version of Jumbo Josh yet. But this leads us to the second theory, and this one is much darker. Now, while the first theory suggests that Jumbo Josh is becoming stronger, this second theory takes things in a completely different direction. What if the power of the Queen's scepter is too much for him to handle? Let's go back to the biggest mystery of the scepter. We don't know who made it or how it was created. It wasn't recorded in any official logs, which means that even the people running the kindergarten had no idea where it came from. And if we don't know what it's made of, then how do we know it's even safe for Jumbo Josh? Maybe the magical properties of the scepter are something that his body simply can't handle. One of the biggest clues supporting this theory is his appearance in the new trailer. In BanBan 8 new trailer, Jumbo Josh looks extremely injured. His entire body has turned pink. He's lying on the ground, and he looks completely drained of energy. If the scepter was giving him power, then why does he look so weak? This could mean that instead of making him stronger, the scepter's energy is actually poisoning him from the inside. It might be slowly breaking down his body, consuming him, and leading to his possible death in BanBan 8. If this theory is true, then BanBan 8 might be the final chapter for Jumbo Josh. And if he dies, it could change everything in the series. Because if the strongest creature in the kindergarten is gone, then who will be left to stop the other monsters? So both of these theories make sense in their own way. Either Jumbo Josh is about to become a monster more terrifying than we've ever seen before, or he's going to die from the overwhelming power of the Queen's scepter. Either way, BanBan 8 is going to give us a major reveal about his fate. But now, let's talk about Syringan. As we all know, Syringan played a massive role in BanBan 7, helping the player in several critical moments. But at the very end of the game, everything changed in an instant. The moment the player removed BanBan's painting and revealed Flumbo's hidden wall art, Syringan snapped. He attacked the player in a fit of rage, leaving us all with a massive cliffhanger. What will Syringan do next? Has he completely turned against us? Or is there something bigger going on that we still don't understand? This mystery became even deeper when the second teaser trailer for BanBan 8 was released. In this trailer, we saw Syringan in a dark operating room, performing what looked like eye surgery. But the biggest question is, whose eye was he operating on? Was it the player's eye, or was it BanBan's eye? Right now, there are multiple theories about Syringan's fate in BanBan 8, and some of them are much darker than you might expect. The first theory is the most popular one, and it suggests that Syringan was never really an ally. Sure, he helped the player during BanBan 7, but only because it suited his goals. The moment the player ignored his warning and removed the BanBan painting, everything changed. According to this theory, Syringan wasn't just angry, he was terrified of what the player had uncovered. Some fans believe that Syringan is completely loyal to BanBan and didn't want anyone to find out the truth about Flumbo. That's why he attacked. But what happened next? This is where the second BanBan 8 teaser trailer comes into play. In this teaser, we see Syringan holding an eyeball. At first, it's unclear whose eye it is, but if we look closely, it does resemble BanBan. However, some fans believe that this could actually be the player's eye. If that's true, then this means Syringan captured the player after the attack and is now performing a terrifying surgery on them. The theory suggests that Syringan is replacing the player's eye with something else, possibly a Gavanium-powered eye that could change the player forever. But why would he do this? One idea is that Syringan wants to manipulate the player's mind or use them as a test subject for his experiments. We already know that Syringan loves surgery and he has deep knowledge of Gavanium, so this theory could actually make a lot of sense. But there's another version of this theory. Instead of experimenting on the player, some fans believe that Syringan is actually working on BanBan. In BanBan 6, BanBan suffered a brutal fight against Sir Dadadu's army and lost one of his eyes. This means that the eye Syringan is holding could actually belong to BanBan, and he's now trying to restore it. In BanBan 3, BanBan called himself Dr. Uthman, and in the teaser, we hear Syringan say, "Get up and try to look presentable, Uthman." This could be a hint that Syringan is treating BanBan to help him recover. If this is true, then Syringan might still be an ally, at least to BanBan. But this raises a much bigger question. What condition is BanBan in right now? If Syringan is trying to restore him, does that mean BanBan will return in BanBan 8? And if he does, what kind of role will he play? Now let's talk about the next big mystery. Will Syringan still be our ally in BanBan 8? Some fans believe that Syringan only attacked the player out of anger in BanBan 7. Since the player ignored his warnings and removed the painting, he lost control in that moment. But after calming down, he might realize the player is still useful and he could return as an ally. If this theory is correct, then Syringan could play an even bigger role in BanBan 8, guiding the player through the next part of the game and helping them find their missing child. However, not everyone agrees with this. The second theory suggests that Syringan will not be an ally at all. Instead, he will do everything he can to stop the player from moving forward. This theory goes even darker. Some fans believe that Syringan will transform into a hellish version of himself. As we all know, special types of Gavanium can be used to create hellish versions of characters, making them far more powerful and aggressive. And Syringan already has deep knowledge of Gavanium and its effects. If he decides to use it on himself, we could see a terrifying new form of Syringan in BanBan 8. Now let's talk about Zolfius. In the third teaser of BanBan 8, there's a familiar face hiding in the shadows. Zolfius, a character who's always been silent, always standing in the darkness, suddenly teased like he's about to play a major role. But why now? What's changed? The Euphoric brothers don't just add random characters into teaser trailers, they add the ones that truly matter. So the big question is, what is Zolfius finally going to do in BanBan 8? Is he still the quiet watcher we saw in earlier games? Or is he about to reveal something much darker? In every game so far, we see Zolfius just standing in the dark. He doesn't move, he doesn't talk, he just stares. And many fans believe he has been sleeping all this time. Maybe that's why he does nothing in BanBan 3 and BanBan 4. Maybe he's been waiting for the right time to wake up. And now, in BanBan 8, it's time for him to finally show his true nature. But hold on, there's one big problem with that theory. If Zolfius is really sleeping the whole time, then how did he speak in BanBan 3? Because in that game, he actually says, "I'm sorry" to the player. So if he was asleep, then how did he talk? Was he talking in his sleep? That doesn't make much sense. So maybe the theory about Zolfius sleeping is not 100% true. Maybe he wasn't asleep, but he was just hiding his real power on purpose. As many of you already know, I made a video before explaining why Zolfius only stands in the darkness and does nothing. I explained why he said sorry to the player and what that could mean. But in that video, I forgot to talk about something really important. Zolfius's future. What kind of role is he going to play in BanBan 8? That's the mystery we are going to solve now. So we have two main theories that kind of make sense. The first theory says that Zolfius is finally going to break his silence. He's going to show his true form and finally take action. In all the previous games, he was silent and still, maybe because of some unknown rule or curse. But now, in BanBan 8, something changes. Maybe something happens in the story that allows Zolfius to finally act. This theory says that Zolfius could play a huge role in in BanBan 8's story. But now, the next question is, will he help us or hurt us? This is where the second theory comes in. The second theory says that Zolfius is going to become hellish in BanBan 8. Just like BanBan got corrupted, and just like Bittergiggle became evil, maybe Zolfius is next. Maybe something happens in BanBan 8 that turns Zolfius into a hellish version, a more powerful, more terrifying form. This would explain why the Euphoric brothers are suddenly putting him in the teaser trailers. Maybe they are building up to a huge twist. But honestly, this theory has a few problems too. Some fans believe that Zolfius has powers similar to Stinger Flynn. Powers that are connected to dreams, memory, and peace. This means he might not even be able to become hellish like the other characters. Some fans believe Zolfius is too powerful or too ancient to be corrupted. That's why many fans believe Zolfius is not going to become evil, but instead, he will help the player. So in the end, we're left with two strong possibilities. Either Zolfius is finally going to wake up and play a big dark role, maybe even as a new boss fight, or he's going to be one of the rare characters who helps the player. A guide, a protector, a guardian of something big. We've never really seen Zolfius in action, so BanBan 8 might be the first time where we learn what he's really capable of. And here's one last idea. What if both theories are true? What if Zolfius starts out as a helpful character in BanBan 8, but something terrible happens during the story that corrupts him? Maybe he tries to protect the player, but then he fails. Or maybe someone like BanBan or Flynn tricks him. Maybe Zolfius is forced into becoming hellish. That would be a shocking twist in the game, and it would explain why the developers are teasing him so much in the trailer. So now, I want to hear your opinion. Do you think Zolfius is going to stay silent and just stand in the dark again? Or is he finally going to do something huge in BanBan 8? And do you believe in the theory of hellish Zolfius? Or do you think he'll help the player? Let me know in the comments section. Now let's talk about a Bittergiggle mystery. One of the biggest questions after BanBan 7 is whether Bittergiggle is still alive. As we all know, we first saw Bittergiggle in Garten of BanBan 4, and after that, he played an important role in almost every BanBan game. But in BanBan 7, something heartbreaking happened. During the chaos of the notified attack, Bittergiggle was transformed into his terrifying hellish form and started chasing the player. To save the player, Sheriff Toadster accidentally attacked Bittergiggle, leading to what seemed like his death. But the real question is, did Bittergiggle actually die? Or is there a way he could still be alive? I found some really interesting details hidden deep within BanBan's kindergarten that might change everything. First, let's go back to that emotional moment. After Sheriff Toadster's attack, Bittergiggle made one final request: to hear one last joke from his best friend. Sheriff Toadster, holding back his emotions, told the joke, and Bittergiggle laughed for the last time before going completely silent. At first glance, this seems like the end of his story, but let's think deeper. Bittergiggle is not human. He was created through Givanium, just like every other experiment in BanBan's kindergarten. And Givanium is no ordinary substance. It has the ability to bring artificial creatures to life by combining it with DNA and running it through a special circuitry system. This means that even if Bittergiggle died, there is still a way to bring him back using Givanium. Now this raises another big question. Who has the knowledge and ability to use Givanium properly to bring him back? The answer is surprising, but it's actually the player. Don't forget that in BanBan 3, the player was able to bring Nabnaleena back to life using Givanium. So there is a very real possibility that BanBan 8 could give us a mission to do the same thing for Bittergiggle. Imagine how amazing that would be, being able to bring back one of the most beloved characters in the series, just like we did with Nabnaleena. But what if the player fails? That brings us to the next possibility: Syringin. As we all know, Syringin is a skilled surgeon and has played a key role in creating several characters in the Garten of BanBan series. If anyone knows how to use Givanium properly, it's him. So if the player is unable to revive Bittergiggle, Syringin could step in and use his knowledge to bring him back. This would be a huge moment in the game, showing Syringin's importance in the story and making him a major ally in BanBan 8. But there's still one more theory, and it might be the most interesting one yet. What if neither the player nor Syringin is the one to bring Bittergiggle back? What if the Euphoric brothers introduce a brand new character in BanBan 8 who has the ability to revive him? This wouldn't be surprising, because the developers love introducing new characters that completely change the story. We've already seen how they love to surprise fans with unexpected plot twists. Imagine if a new scientist, a forgotten experiment, or even a character like Brashista had the knowledge to bring Bittergiggle back. This could set up an entirely new storyline and make BanBan 8 even more exciting. So, which of these theories makes the most sense? Is Bitter Giggle truly gone forever, or will he return in BanBan 8? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's talk about a Flumbo. Flumbo is one of the most mysterious characters in the entire Garten of BanBan series. And in today's video, we're diving deep into one of the biggest questions in the entire community. What role is Flumbo going to play in BanBan 8? Now, let's get one thing straight. At this point, if you're part of the Garten of BanBan community, you already know who Flumbo is. There's no need to introduce him. But here's the thing. While everyone knows Flumbo, nobody knows what he's truly capable of. And trust me, Flumbo is not going to play the role you expect. In fact, his role might be way darker than anyone imagined. Let's start with what most fans believe. A popular theory says that Flumbo was created by the scientists as a new version of BanBan. Why? Because BanBan has one major problem. He sometimes transforms into a terrifying version called Hellish BanBan. When this happens, BanBan completely loses control. He becomes violent, dangerous, and attacks anything and everything he sees. The scientists clearly weren't happy about that. Hellish BanBan is a failed result in their eyes, so they needed a backup plan. And that plan was Flumbo, a new, better version of BanBan. A version without the hellish side. Flumbo was meant to be calm, stable, and in control. This idea becomes even more believable when we find the anti-devil file in BanBan 0. That file hints at a character being designed to stop or resist corruption. Many fans think that file is directly connected to Flumbo. It's as if the scientists created him specifically to fix what BanBan broke. In other words, Flumbo is BanBan's opposite. Because of this, some theories suggest that Flumbo will actually help the player in BanBan 8. Maybe he's the one who guides us through the kindergarten. Maybe he helps us find the missing child. That would make sense, right? A pure, stable version of BanBan trying to correct the mistakes of the past. But here's the twist. Just because Flumbo was made to be the opposite of BanBan, that doesn't mean he's going to be our friend. Let me explain. There are many characters in Garten of BanBan who aren't corrupted, but they're still evil. They're still dangerous. Characters like Nabnalina, Slow Celine, or even Syringeon. They haven't gone hellish, but they still try to hurt the player. So Flumbo might not be corrupted, but that doesn't automatically make him a hero. Right now, we have no solid proof that Flumbo will help us. All we have are theories. And there's something else we can't ignore. Givanium. Givanium is the special chemical that changes everything. It's what made BanBan go hellish. And it's what BanBan used to make Nab hellish too. Just one injection of Givanium can completely transform a character. So even if Flumbo was created to be pure and safe, what happens if he is exposed to Givanium? Here's where things get really interesting. We already know that Flumbo has been locked inside a closet or hidden room for a very long time. And here's the scary part. What if Flumbo knows that? What if Flumbo remembers who locked him away? What if he's been waiting all this time for his chance to escape? And when he finally gets out in BanBan 8, he's not there to help anyone. He's there for revenge. One theory even says that Flumbo is going to inject himself with special Givanium. That's right, he's going to willingly become corrupted, but not like BanBan, something even worse. A new kind of hellish version that the player has never seen before. A smarter, more focused, more powerful version. One that's not just violent, but also calculating and cold. Think about it. A character like Hellish BanBan goes out of control and attacks randomly. But a Hellish Flumbo? That's a monster with a plan. That's something way more dangerous. Now let's talk about what this could mean for BanBan 8. If Flumbo really is going to escape in the next game, his role could go in two directions. First, he could be the final boss, the ultimate threat, the one who comes out of the shadows and shows us just how terrifying a perfect creation can be when it's pushed too far. His hatred for BanBan, the scientists, and even the player could turn him into one of the most powerful villains in the entire series. Or second, Flumbo could pretend to be our ally. He could guide us through the game, pretending to help, but in reality, he's using us to get what he wants. Access to the labs, the missing files, the special Givanium. And once he has it, he transforms. He turns into something that even BanBan can't stop. And let me know in the comments, do you think Flumbo will help the player, or do you think he's going to be the biggest threat we've faced yet? Now, let's talk about a Sheriff Toadster. In the third trailer, we only see him for a few seconds, but something is seriously wrong. His eyes color has changed. His friendly smile is completely gone, and he looks really upset. At first, a lot of people thought it was because of Bitter Giggle's death in BanBan 7, and while that's definitely part of it, but I think there's something even darker going on. Sheriff Toadster has always been one of the kindest and most loyal characters in the series. But in BanBan 8, he looks like he's completely broken. So what's really happening to him? What role will he play in BanBan 8? And could this be his final appearance in the series? So Sheriff Toadster was first introduced in BanBan 4, and ever since then, he's been one of the few characters who actually tries to help the player. Unlike other characters who constantly switches between being good and evil, Sheriff Toadster has always been straightforward. He's never really been a villain, and he's one of the few characters who still seems to have some sense of morality. But that doesn't mean he hasn't been through a lot. In BanBan 6, he had to watch as almost all of his friends were turned naughtified, and there was nothing he could do to stop it. In BanBan 7, he had to witness his best friend, Bitter Giggle, die right in front of him. That kind of loss changes a person, or in this case, an experiment. And in BanBan 8, we might finally see the breaking point of Sheriff Toadster. But how will this happen? Well, there are a few major possibilities. The first is that Sheriff Toadster will be forced into his hellish form. As we saw in BanBan 6, a specific type of Givanium can be used to create hellish versions of characters. BanBan himself used it on Nabnab, turning him into something much more powerful. But why would this happen to Sheriff Toadster? It's possible that BanBan or someone else sees Sheriff Toadster as weak in his current form. If there's a powerful new enemy in BanBan 8, someone might decide that the only way to defeat them is by forcing Sheriff Toadster to change. And if that happens, it could completely destroy everything that makes him who he is. Sheriff Toadster has always been about law and order, but if he's turned hellish, he might lose all sense of control. And the scariest part, what if it's the player who is forced to make this decision? But there's another, even darker theory. What if BanBan 8 is the last time we see Sheriff Toadster? He's already lost almost everything. He wasn't able to save his friends. He wasn't able to stop Bitter Giggle from dying. And now, in BanBan 8, he might realize that there's nothing left for him. We've already seen how the Euphoric brothers aren't afraid to make the story emotional. In BanBan 6, we saw characters like Bambolina and other characters suffer horrible fates. In BanBan 7, we saw the tragic loss of Bitter Giggle. If BanBan 8 continues this pattern, then maybe Sheriff Toadster is next. Maybe he's the next character to die, and that's why he looks so different in the trailer. It could be a sign that he's nearing the end of his journey, and this time, there might be no way to save him. But there's also another possibility, one that not a lot of people are talking about. What if Sheriff Toadster isn't just sad in the trailer? What if he's angry? We've never really seen him lose control before, but after everything that's happened, what if he finally snaps? What if he realizes that law and order don't matter in BanBan's kindergarten? That no matter how hard he tries, everything always falls apart. Maybe it's not a hellish transformation, and maybe he's not dying. Maybe he's just done playing by the rules. Maybe in BanBan 8, we'll see Sheriff Toadster take matters into his own hands for the first time, doing things we never expected from him. So, what do you think? Is Sheriff Toadster going to be turned into his hellish form in BanBan 8? Is he going to die? Or are we about to see a completely new side of his character? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's talk about an interesting theory is made by me. The new trailer for BanBan 8 introduced 5 major characters: Flumbo, Hellish Nabnab, Sheriff Toadster, Jumbo Josh, and Zolphius. But something feels off. These characters don't look the same as before. Sheriff Toadster appears completely broken and sad, while Jumbo Josh looks heavily injured. And here's something really strange. The Euphoric brothers didn't fully reveal Flumbo in the latest trailer. This is weird because in the first BanBan 8 teaser, they showed him completely. So why are they hiding him again? One possible reason is that they made changes to Flumbo's design, just like how they slightly redesigned Bruschista. Maybe his face or body has been altered and they don't want to spoil it too early. But the real concern is what's happening to Jumbo Josh and Sheriff Toadster. They both look injured, exhausted, and completely defeated. Despite this, they might still play huge roles in BanBan 8. Sheriff Toadster has helped us throughout the series, and even though he looks more broken than ever, he might still try to assist us in some way. But will he survive this time? Now, let's talk about the biggest question. How will BanBan 8 continue the story? At the end of BanBan 7, we were attacked by Syringin, and in the new trailer, we see Syringin performing some kind of surgery involving eyes. But here's the mystery. Who is the surgery being done on? Is it the player, or is it some other character? If Syringin is experimenting on the player, then BanBan 8 might start with us trapped in Syringin's clinic. We might have to escape on our own, or maybe someone like Sheriff Toadster or another character helps us get out. But can we trust Syringin? Absolutely not. He has already helped BanBan lock up Flumbo, and he's attacked us multiple times in BanBan 7. And if you've watched the Euphoric Brothers Chronicles episode, they've hinted that they want to make Syringan even scarier and more evil, so there's no way he's going to be on our side. And then there's Stinger Flynn. He was with us at the end of BanBan 7, and we know from an old note written by one of the children that Stinger Flynn saved some kids from Opila Bird and BanBan. The note said, "The nice jellyfish saved us from the big bird and the evil red man. We are going to the jellyfish's home." This confirms that Stinger Flynn knows where the missing children and workers are. That means he could play a huge role in BanBan 8, possibly leading us closer to uncovering the truth about the facility. Another strange thing in the BanBan 8 trailer is Nab. We last saw him in BanBan 6, and while he did appear in a dream sequence in BanBan 7, he hasn't been in the real story since then. But now, he's suddenly back. And let's not forget, Nab is one of the few characters who can evolve into a hellish form. This could make him one of the biggest threats in BanBan.
But don't let the look fool you, because I'm going to break down everything about this new remote and all the crazy predictions I have, so make sure you watch this video till the end.
Lonely, which brings up an interesting detail. If you look at the BanBan 8 trailer carefully, you'll notice something strange. Almost every major character in the trailer seems to be lonely, abandoned, or broken. Zolphius is a mysterious, lonely figure. Flumbo was locked in a closet for years, completely alone. Sheriff Toadster, while not usually lonely, now looks completely helpless and sad. Jumbo Josh is lying on the ground, injured and abandoned. And Nab is literally an outcast, an abandoned member of BanBan's family. Could this be an intentional theme in BanBan 8? Maybe this chapter will be the saddest one yet, where we lose several allies and witness the true horrors of the kindergarten. Now, we are going to talk about a secret family we discovered a few days ago in BanBan's kindergarten. Let's quickly go over the 3 known families. First, we have the Flumbo family, which is pretty obvious. Then, we have the Mutant family, which includes some of the most dangerous and strange-looking characters in the series. And last is the Gavanium family, which is connected to the experiments and the dangerous Gavanium material. But some characters don't fit into any of these families. For example, Tarta Bird and the Nanny are not part of any known group. Same for Ramamba, Mr. Kebab Man, and Truffletooth. These characters are unique, but they don't seem to belong anywhere, at least not yet. Let's start with Ramamba. He's a giant snake-like creature with a ram's head, curved horns, floppy ears, and a creepy smile with Gavanium-stained teeth. Ramamba is actually the main villain in BanBan 0 and one of the most serious characters in the whole series. But at the end of BanBan 0, he loses a fight against Baby BanBan, and after that, some fans think he died, while others believe he's still alive, just waiting for the right moment to return. Then we have the Nanny, a character we only see for a few seconds in BanBan 6. She looks very different from all the other characters. Because of her strange appearance and short screen time, some fans think she might just be part of a nightmare, but others believe she's real and could be part of this secret family we haven't seen fully yet. Next is Truffletooth. He's probably the cutest character in the series and quickly became a fan favorite. He plays a big role in BanBan 0 and adds a lot of emotion and fun to the game. Even though he looks very different from other characters, fans believe he could be part of a new family made of softer or helper-type creatures. And then we have Mr. Kebab Man. He's a metallic robot-like character with cross eyes. In BanBan 4, 6, and 7, he play a very important role, and he feels different from every other character and has no confirmed family connection yet. So here's the big theory. What if all of these characters are part of a new, secret family that we haven't discovered yet? Some fans believe they could be part of a forgotten experiment family. Maybe the scientists were creating different types of characters for special roles, some for security, some for helping kids, some just for fun. And this group of characters was either scrapped or hidden away. Another theory says that some of these characters might be connected to the existing families, but we just don't know it yet. For example, maybe the Nanny is part of the Flumbo family. Maybe Ramamba is a member of the Mutant family who broke away. But the most interesting idea is this. In every new BanBan game, we discover new characters and deeper storylines. So maybe this secret family is being revealed slowly, piece by piece, across multiple games. Maybe they're not gone or forgotten. They're just waiting waiting. And if that's true, then we might finally see the full family in BanBan 8 or BanBan 9. It's also possible that some of these characters were created to be alone, made by the scientists without a family, just like failed experiments. Whatever the answer is, one thing is clear. These characters, Ramamba, the nanny, Truffletoot, Mr. Kebab Man, they all feel important. They all feel like they belong to something bigger. Now, let's talk about one more mysterious character. When Bring a Friend Day took place, only 2 cases were fully ready. Case 13, which is Stinger Flynn, and Case 12G, which is Captain Fiddle. This means that Captain Fiddles was one of the few characters who was physically present when everything went horribly wrong. And yet, despite being completed and active, we never see him in any of the BanBan games physically. His presence has always been in the background, whether in wall art, files, or VHS tapes. The first time we saw Captain Fiddles in the series was in BanBan 1, but it was only as a depiction. Then, in BanBan 2, his entire crew was introduced. These include Aqua Fiddles, Magenta Fiddles, Orange Fiddles, Brown Fiddles, Yellow Fiddles, Forest Fiddles, and Crimson Fiddles. But this brings up a major question. If all of his crew members have been seen in the game, why is Captain Fiddles himself missing? One of the biggest hints about Captain Fiddles comes from a VHS tape in BanBan 3, where we can see him sitting next to a child. Now, why is this important? As we all know, during Bring a Friend Day, Stinger Flynn helped hide the children in a safe place, away from the horrors happening in the facility. Since Captain Fiddles was one of the only 2 fully completed cases at the time, it's possible that he helped Stinger Flynn rescue the children. If he was dangerous, why would a child be sitting next to him so calmly? Another interesting detail comes from his case file. Nowhere in his documents is there any mention of Captain Fiddles having a hellish form, unlike some of the other characters. This suggests that he might not be aggressive and that the children could actually feel safe around him. This makes it even more likely that he was involved in protecting them. But if Captain Fiddles is helping the kids, where is he now? One theory is that he might be guarding all the missing children and workers in a secret location. We know the Euphoric brothers like to leave big reveals for later games, so it's possible that Captain Fiddles will appear in BanBan 8 or even later, revealing a major mystery about the missing kids. However, there's one small issue. According to his case file, Captain Fiddles is not very smart. This means it's unlikely that Stinger Flynn would trust him alone with such an important task. But that doesn't mean he's not involved. Maybe he's hiding with the kids, acting as a protector, but being kept out of the main action. There's also another possibility. What if Captain Fiddles has been captured or experimented on? We've seen what happened to other characters like Nab and Jumbo Josh, so maybe Captain Fiddles has been taken by someone, and that's why he hasn't shown up yet. One thing is certain, the Euphoric brothers have purposely kept Captain Fiddles hidden. They wouldn't introduce his entire crew and give him such an important backstory only to do nothing with him. He is going to reveal something huge in a future game. Now let's talk about true power of the Queen's Scepter. Queen Bouncelia's scepter is one of the biggest mysteries in Garten of BanBan series. Sir Dadadoo is ready to fight an entire war just to get this scepter. He even built an army of notified creatures for this exact purpose. But why? What makes this scepter so powerful that everyone wants it? And why did Syringan steal a missing piece of it? And today, we are going to break down the full mystery of Queen Bouncelia's scepter. Trust me, this story is much darker than you think. First, let's talk about the history of the scepter. In one of the kindergarten's case update reports, it was mentioned that Queen Bouncelia asked for her magical scepter back, but the management refused, saying there was no proof that the scepter had any powers. That already sounds strange, but it gets even weirder. Nobody in the kindergarten had any memory of how the scepter was created. There were no records of anyone making it, yet somehow it existed. Queen Bouncelia also refused to tell anyone where it came from. This means that either she got it from somewhere else, or the truth about its creation was hidden on purpose. But why? One thing we do know is that the scepter was divided into 3 pieces. This was probably done to make sure no one could use its full power. In Garten of BanBan 6, the player, Sheriff Toadster, and Bittergiggle went on a mission to find it. But when they finally reached the scepter room, they discovered that one piece was missing. That's when we discovered that Syringan had already taken the missing piece. Then, just moments later, Sir Dadadoo attacked, proving that the scepter was extremely important. But what was he planning to do with it? In Garten of BanBan 7, we got more answers. The missing piece of the scepter was found in Syringan's office, sitting right next to BanBan's party hats. But the real twist came near the end of the game. The scepter was finally completed when Syringan used a modified sample of Jumbo Josh's DNA to restore it. But before anything could happen, Sir Dadadoo launched another attack. He jumped down to the battlefield where Jumbo Josh was fighting the Notified monster. And then something completely unexpected happened. Jumbo Josh ate the scepter. This raises a massive question. Why did he do that? Was it an accident, or did he know something we don't? Some theories suggest that the scepter had the ability to control the monsters of BanBan's kindergarten. If that's true, then Sir Dadadoo wasn't just collecting it for power. He might have been trying to use it to take control of the entire kindergarten. We already know he built an army of notified creatures, so he may have needed the scepter to fully control them. But if it also had the power to control monsters like Jumbo Josh, then its destruction could mean